Did you see? This was when The Force Awakens, I think, first came out. SNL had a skit about it's
Oh
one
yeah,
of
all the adults.
yeah, getting the toys and everything.
Yeah. Put him in display cases and like taking from all the little kids.
And like the grown adult is like the kid's like playing with the Millennium Falcon, like, no, you idiot! That's not how it goes.
You say that as you have a display case full of action figures.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like bum rush a kid to get it and like belittle them. It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now. Welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast, and it's me, Nick, and with me tonight is, of course, the one, the only, the uncomparable, the
Cousin Charles.
Thanks for joining us tonight, cuz.
Of course, for a very special episode.
It's all a special episode where we all learn a lesson about drinking and driving and how it's cool. No,
Yeah.
don't listen to that. It's not cool. Smoking, that's cool.
Yeah. Smoking if you got them.
Yeah. We are looking at tonight. This was your suggestion,
and
I have a slight confession about this.
Okay.
But we're looking at two movies from the year 2003, which was a very important year for both of us. It was not. It just was a year. What was your tagline for this episode?
03 action throwback.
And I had Look at Me, it's 2003. So we're going to talk about the movie The Rundown, starring The Rock in one of, if not his first leading role, if I'm not mistaken. Scorpion King was his first leading role.
I was about to say, I was about to add, like, this is his first original movie, not tied to a franchise yet. Although, looking back, I think you could make some connections to future Rock projects, which I'll get into in a second.
This is where it all begins. And we're also looking at the 2003 film adaptation of S.W.A.T, based on the 1970s TV show, which was later turned into a 2017 TV show. Interestingly enough, the 2017 TV show, I think it's 2017, 2016, it doesn't matter, is actually more successful than the original TV show. I found that interesting. Now, cuz I have a confession to make. I did not watch S.W.A.T. I was fully intending on doing that today, like at work, because I had like a lot of like mindless stuff to do at work, so I could put like it on my phone.
Right.
But I couldn't find it on any service. Like I was looking for it, and I'm like, I thought I could have sworn I saw it was on like Netflix or something. So I don't know if it got taken off like at the start of October or what.
It's a distinct possibility. See, what inspired this this adventure, I think context is important. So that Saturday, earlier that Saturday, I decided to accompany my in-laws to an event. You ever been to a Jeep meetup, or do you know about Jeep culture?
I don't know about Jeep culture, but is it similar to like the thing from the 90s with Saturns, where everyone with a Jeep just gets together and be like, yeah, I got a Jeep too?
Pretty much, yeah.
Here's my ducks.
Yep, they're ducks. I actually have a little, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
you see how patriotic
that's
that
American.
Is? That's right.
You can't get more American than that.
So, so I will say this: it was very patriotic. It was very much like a tailgate, and I'm going to drag my in-laws a little bit because there's no way they're actually listening to this because they're apparently too cool for our show.
That's fair.
They, well, I had the vibe of a tailgate. My in-laws do not really drink, even though we're at probably one of the most popular, like, boating bars in Lake of the Ozarks called Shady Gators. So,
good name for a bar.
It's a great name for a bar. It's a great part. I think Uncle Cracker was there earlier this summer. Anywho, so spent a whole day surrounded by patriotism, surrounded by Jeeps, everybody having a good old time. I get home. My wife is actually on a girls' trip, so she's not home. I'm by myself with the dog, and I'm like, you know what? I want to celebrate freedom. I want some big, dumb action movies, not the current modern stuff, not with the, not a Marvel or anything like that. I'm talking like hardcore action movies where even if it's PG-13, it feels like it could be R-rated at any moment. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I started the evening off with the Rundown, which, as you mentioned, is one of the Rock's first made big roles as a leading man after the Scorpion King. This is also the movie. I guess this is also, or I'm getting my thoughts together. I would say this is the most famous part of this movie. Well, there's a couple, but the biggest thing is right at the intro. There's the uncredited cameo of Arnold Schwarzenegger as the bar patron.
So random. I read about that, but
Yeah.
about like how that happened, but like that's a random cameo. Like,
Yeah,
why does that exist?
I mean, it makes it interesting. I'll give it that. I mean, this is kind of, I think 03 was like, I hate to say this, but Arnold, your bird quit in 03. Like, I think that's when he started getting into politics, and I think he became the governor of California. But I mean, that was
right
the
around
last.
That time.
Yeah, that was like kind of like the last big. I know he's back in movies, people, and I know he's not dead, but there's a difference.
For you young kids, like Arnold took like a good 6-year break from making movies or so because he was getting involved with politics.
Yeah, he was the governor.
Yeah, and then there was like some scandals around that time too regarding
his housemaids.
Other yeah. This chambermaid really knew how to polish the candlesticks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, so I would.
Oh, hey. Whoa. Speaking of that, so I just looked up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Today in history, October 7th, Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected governor of California.
We did not plan this, folks. We are not nearly that coordinated, but that is amazing. That is fantastic news. So there you go.
Trying to see what year that was.
I feel like it 05?
I don't know. The article will let me pull it up. Let me just look it up here. But
everyone never thought that.
03.
It was 03?
It was 03 because I'm saying he was in office November 17th, 2003. So he would have been elected the month previous. So.
Oh shit! Yeah. This movie came out. Well, then that makes it even more funny because this movie came out September 26th of 03. So I guess it is kind of like a passing the torch. I'm getting out of being the Hollywood megastar, and now you, Mr. The Rock, are taking over. Which you could argue he has, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But I guess let's.
Although he did have a couple of cameos in some other movies before he came back officially. Like he was in the movie in 2004, Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan. And he had a cameo in the movie The Kid and I with Tom Arnold.
Yikes.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but that was the end of Arnold as the leading man until there's some movie that came out in 2015.
2013. The Last Stand.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
I proudly remember going to the theaters opening weekend for that.
Were you like, fuck yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's back, baby?
I don't know about that, but I was like one of like 3 people in the theater because that movie was a huge bomb.
Oh yeah, I think they were really hyping it up like he's back.
They were, yeah.
He was back, technically, but I think he still does some stuff. I mean, he's also like what, 60? No,
Schwarzenegger. He's pushing like 80.
No, really?
Yeah, he's like 77.
I'll look that up.
According to the internet,
I believe
and
you.
the internet never
I
lies.
believe you. Yeah, I believe you. I gotta see it for myself. No shit. Yeah, he is 77. Huh. Well, good for him.
He's old, but still younger than he could run for our president. Actually, no, he couldn't. He's not an American citizen, not natural born citizen.
Remember when that was the craziest thing in politics? What? Arnold Schwarzenegger as a governor? That's crazy.
But yeah, he still does stuff. Although his last movie role was Terminator: Dark Fate. He's allegedly going to be in Kung Fury 2, which I love the first one, but I don't like that they're having a bunch of celebrities in the second one. But I guess we'll see.
It's kind of take away the charm because that was like a whole internet thing where
yeah.
That there's like a point where like you're too in on the joke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Anywho, I think I want to get back on track. Get back on track.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
We're starting tonight off with the rundown. The movie that we both saw. I guess let's start with just a quick like 30-second review. Nick, what were your thoughts on revisiting this action movie classic? Well,
I remember watching it when it first came out on VHS or DVD. I don't know, whatever I rented it at the time. I was in college, and I remember being disappointed with it at that time. But like rewatching it now, 20 years later or whatever, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I think it was more culture shock seeing The Rock in this role and how he portrayed it, and we will get into that later. So I don't want to get into that right now, but I enjoyed it for what it was worth. It was nice to see like an action film from this era, because I feel like the era of like the early 2000s of film in general like just gets overlooked a lot, and like people don't really think about it much of what happens in there, because like later on like this gives way to like it's sandwiched between like the craziness of the 90s action films and then like the more franchise driven action films of the later aughts that we're still in today. And so this is sort of like a interesting weird little time period that we had, so it was fun seeing that movie, a movie like that.
Well, I think I've heard this argument brought up before, like in online circles, of like the death of the movie star, where like people aren't going to see a movie because of so and so's in it. They're going because of the IP, or they're going because of the superhero. And I think the early 2000s definitely embodies that, because this is a movie that is held together by The Rock. Because he was still going by The Rock at this time. He didn't try to do
he wasn't Dwayne Johnson yet.
Yep. And it's like almost like a progression of the character. Like he's Victor. At this point, he's Victor Frankenstein. Then he'll become Victor Frankenstein, and then he'll become Dr. Frankenstein at the end. Just like fully embrace it. I do think it is solid. I did say it was an action movie classic, but I mean it's serviceable. I don't know if there's anything that like is like the big set piece that sets it apart. I think the only thing I remember, because I think I saw this movie when I was a kid. I remember the ending where The Rock was fighting the guys with the bull whips.
Mm.
And I think I remember a little bit of Christopher Walken. That's all I remembered about this movie. I did not remember anything with the treasure or anything like that. I just knew that it was Christopher Walken was hunted down The Rock, and there was a fight with bullwhips. That was the main thing I recalled from my youth.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything from this movie other than it took place in the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock was trying to hunt down Sean William Scott, and like I sort of remember, I didn't remember much about it, but like when things happened in the movie, I'm like, oh, I remember that now. Like I like the fight with the resistance fighter played by Kino from Ninja Turtles 2.
That's right. I had to look that. I
Ernie
looked that
Reyes
up.
Jr.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like I remember that. I remember the oh shoot, what was it? I remember them getting swept up in those traps.
Yeah.
Like as like minutes as they're happening. Oh yeah. And I also remember, I'm surprised I forgot this because this was a recurring gag between me and a coworker at the time. When Sean William Scott said, "You see this? This is my friend Lightning, and this is my friend Thunder." Where he's like with like shaking his legs and all that.
Yeah. I I don't know how I feel about Sean William Scott. I did. This is like I think when he's like in a role like Stifler, he's
Yeah,
fine. That he was so fucking annoying in this movie.
he's definitely playing against type. Like,
yeah,
you're supposed to take him serious as a wannabe Indiana Jones type of character, which is fine. But like he just kind of sucks at it. I mean that's a good premise for a character, but like Sean William Scott in this era,
yeah,
he was too much of a doofus and everything else he played that like you couldn't take him seriously that he was a semi-competent treasure hunter.
yeah. Well, it's well again. Yeah, you have to. He'll always be Stifler. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
he'll always. But I will say this, just because this goes with my knowledge of video games, and this wasn't around at the time, but I want to say the archetype that they wanted to try to go for was like Nathan Drake from the Uncharted games. We're kind of like a little bit, a little bit cocky, kind of a little bit of a scoundrel type. I think that's what they wanted to go for, but you get Sean William Scott, and he just, I, I get they're trying to sell like make him. He thinks he's the shit, but like you need somebody else in that kind of role. Like it just doesn't work. As far as he works, he's just the annoying comedy sidekick who,
Yes.
where they don't give him jokes. They're just like make something funny.
Right.
Um,
Right.
the I think we also gotta give props to. I didn't realize she was in this movie. A young Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, like when she first popped up, I was like, "Is that Rosario Dawson?" No, and then it looked like it is. Like she's. I mean, I'm used to seeing her now being older,
Mm-hmm.
and like so seeing her like 20 years younger. Like she just looks different in that movie, which is weird because that movie was only like a year or two away removed from like Clerks 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you see Rosario Dawson in Clerks 2 and Rosario Dawson now, she looks younger, of course, but you'd be like, oh yeah, that's clearly the same person. But she looks different in this movie for some reason. I don't know if it was just the makeup, her hair, or what. But
Yeah. No, she looks. I would just say she looks. I would say she looks good. And I did look it up. She was in. Well, she had been acting since '95. But yeah, it is.
yeah,
Yeah, because I think she was in. Well, this was after. This was after Men in Black 2 and a whole but and oh yeah,
that's
Josie and
right.
the
She was in
Pussycat.
Men in Black too. I forgot about
Mm-hmm.
that.
But yeah, no, she no, but she's I think she's good in the role. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I mean, they don't give her much to do. She's like, I'm the fearless leader who will get kidnapped off screen, and yeah. And let's not forget about Christopher Walken in a role who I don't know if he's horribly miscast or is just pure genius, where he's playing Elon Musk. I mean, someone who's taken control of a small village to get millions off of the backs of
the local town.
Yeah, which is like a step above slave labor, essentially.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. Christopher Walken in anything is fucking genius. Like I think he's got a couple of really good monologues in here.
Yeah,
and just the way he approaches everything is just great. Like he should have won an MTV movie award for this performance. Best villain in the rundown.
They took my tooth. It's like the tooth fairy came in, and they took. Do you even know what the tooth fairy is? Explain it to them. They took my tooth. Get my tooth.
And of course, that's a lot of cows. And, no, he's just great. I will say the setup for the whole movie is, I would say I don't want to say complicated, but there's a lot of steps to it. Because at the end of the day, we're being chased by Chris. The majority of the movie is we're being chased by Christopher Walken, right? But then if you actually explain the plot, it's okay. So basically, The Rock works for a loan shark, who basically like you don't pay him, I send The Rock after you, and he kicks the shit out of you until you give him the money.
Yeah, or collateral, as it's the first in the scene.
Yeah, he beats up like I guess I don't know what NFL team that would have been at the time, because I think they say it's in LA. So the Rams are gone. I think they've been gone for at least a decade. I think at that point, right?
I don't know. I think it was maybe they kept it vague and generic enough.
Maybe it was the XFL. Maybe it was an XFL team.
It could have been, although he was saying like, I don't want to beat all these guys up. They actually have a good chance this year. And
yeah. So he works for a loan shark. He wants out so he can start a restaurant. Because I guess he wants to be a chef. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's got to go rescue. He's got to go get the boss's kid from South America. He gets to the town. He finds Sean William Scott very quickly, who's in Christopher Walken's slave mining town. And I guess not Christopher Walken. Sean William Scott is on the trail of something gato or something like that. Or
Gato do Diablo, the devil's cat.
Yeah, the devil's cat. And they're going after that cat. And I guess because the movie needs conflict, Christopher Walken just so happens to find out that he's found the cat, and now wants
somehow.
I do feel like this whole conflict could have been resolved very easily. Like, all right, we'll get the cat, and then I'll take him back to LA. Like, I don't really see the issue here. Like, I feel like this could be resolved in like 5 minutes.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah. Well, like in the beginning, The Rock is like, again, savvy with the criminal underworld. He's like, all right, I know I gotta, pay tribute to the boss if I'm going to be operating in your town, yada yada yada. But that it's like I feel like they could have worked out an easier arrangement of like, okay, yeah, let's get the cat. I'll take the kid back. Bada bing, bada boom. Instead, no, they get chased by Christopher Walken. They get shenanigans ensue.
Yeah.
And eventually, The Rock's got to go save Rosario Dawson because she's the head of the rebels. Because, of course, there's a lot going on in this movie. Surprisingly.
I wasn't sure, like, how big was this rebel group supposed to be? Because we only see, like, one little cell, and they get wiped out pretty easily. But but it's also implied that they're much larger and pose a real threat, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
It's just like the Rebel Alliance. It's as big as it needs to be. It's either like 5 guys on a ship or it's an army large enough to challenge the Empire. It's whatever it needs to be. um, let's. I mentioned earlier that there were like two. I want to call it foreshadowing, but there were two uh, line or things in the movie that I think foretold stuff in The Rock's career. Do you want to guess what they could be?
I do remember there was something in there that said something, but I don't remember what it was now. I'm going to feel like an idiot, but yeah, go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I think there was like when they're first being chased by Christopher Walken, I think they do mention like Sean William Scott compares him like Santa Claus or something like that.
Yes.
Which is funny because there's at the time of recording, I guess there's some sort of weird Christmas action movie. Red One, yeah, where it's like we're trying to do a Marvel thing because we don't have the rights to anything Marvel, so we're going to turn Santa Claus into an action movie. Okay. Which I thought was kind of funny.
It was called Violent Night.
Which is, dude, that's actually a legit. Like, have you?
It was good. I've seen it twice. It's really good.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, stop listening to this episode. Go watch Violent Night. David Harbour is amazing in that film. That's the review of Violent Night. We put that in the subtitles. And then, do you want to guess the other thing that? And again, this one's a little bit more of a stretch, but I think it still works.
All right.
Mainly because I wanted to have two things. I couldn't find three, but two is a good number.
Okay.
When they're tripping out on like the weird avocados, or like on the fruit, as Dwayne The Rock Johnson's head's getting distorted, I noticed his ears are getting pointy. They're not too dissimilar from the comic book adaptation of Black Adam.
But he didn't have pointy ears in that movie, did he?
I don't think so. But it made me think about it. And it made me go, man, the hierarchy of power really did change after 2003.
Yeah. That's a stretch. But I'll allow it just because. Why not?
I think it works. I'm going full on. It was a prophetic movie in The Rock's career.
Speaking about The Rock, I want to talk about The Rock in this movie.
Okay.
Is something that's interesting is this is the rare point in The Rock's career. Obviously, he's still younger, where he's not like the size of a house. He still has like a realistic human physique. Now that he's like 20 years older, he's like, I don't know, just his biceps look like they're ready to just press it and it's just going to explode. The steroids would do that. I don't care what they say. I'm sure he takes steroids, and it's fine. He's an actor. He's not a professional athlete.
Yeah, go ahead.
But also, like, he is also one in the movie who gets his ass kicked quite a bit. And if The Rock of 2024 was making this movie today, that would not happen.
Nope.
He would get hit, of course, but he wouldn't fall down. He would not be the one to take the beating. Like, we're still in that era of like everyman action heroes who get the shit kicked out of them. We haven't gone into like the Fast and Furious. Everyone's invincible, and worst case scenario, you have like a little cut on your cheek from a fight. Funny story about those Fast and Furious movies. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I learned something, and I need to go back and do the math. But because those movies have such big egos with like Vin Diesel and like The Rock and probably others too, there's like a mathematical formula to their fight sequences that like everyone is like equal. Like not one person gets more punches or beat up more than the other. Like a punch is like 3 points, a kick like 5, and given what they do by the end of the fight, they have like equal points. So like, even though this is pretend, it's just a movie. So who gives a shit if like two characters are fighting against one another? They have this thing figured out. So
yeah, I was going to kind of add to that, because I think it is like in the Rock's contract, which kind of breaks the fact that I have to know this now. Kind of breaks your sense of disillusion. But it is The Rock cannot lose a fight in a movie. The fight can stop, but he cannot take an L, which I think is a detriment to like character building and character growth.
yeah.
It just nope. The Rock cannot be stopped. Although behind the scenes, I did send Nick the one benefit of this is that you get scenes like from one of the I think like Fast 7 or something like that, where the Rock fucking,
Yeah, I think that was the 7th one.
yeah, where you
he has to go to work and he just crushes out
of his cast. Like,
and
like
I'm okay with stuff like that because those movies are intentionally designed to be ridiculous, so that's okay. But like when every movie is like that you do, it's kind of like, what are you doing, guy?
I do think they had a pretty good hot streak going on for a while where they just leaned into the ridiculousness.
Uh-huh.
And I think I will defend them. I think they're amazing if you just look at them as just like this is just pure fantasy and it's awesome. These are superheroes with cars. The cars with their powers.
And I haven't seen the last two. I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, they're fun movies. I love how like Vin Diesel is able to to lift a car by himself. Because there's one sequence where Paul Walker needs to get underneath the car to do something, but the car's too low to the ground, so Vin Diesel just like lifts it up for Paul Walker to crawl under and do whatever it is he needs to do.
That's awesome.
It's like, no, you can't do that.
I think he could. I think he absolutely could. I love those movies because they just like, what can we do with a car? What, they're like, they're just like, we don't actually have to like plan. Some of them they did actually have to plan stunts, but I think as they went on, I think they launched a car into space at one point.
That's what I've heard. One of the newer ones.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I got a soft spot for him where their part of me could be like, oh, I can't believe they're making another one of these. I'm like, no, it's more like it's like the John Wick movies.
Mm-hmm.
The story's just there. It can be as complicated as you want it to be. It's just a framework to put some wild, wacky ass shit on screen that you've never seen before, and I'm fine with that. This movie, I will say, like, I don't know if The Rock is necessarily like a great actor. I do think he delivers his lines, even nowadays. I think he delivers his lines okay. You know what I mean? Like, if a director says, "Here's your line," he says it perfectly. Has a little bit of charisma. He's not dead in the eyes. You know what I mean? But this movie definitely knew how to play to his strengths. Again, because I think this is also like a one of the films under like the WWE Studios banner.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think there's a surprising amount of movies that fall under the WWE films.
Okay, I didn't know this was one. I mean, I guess that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, they gotta get, like I said, they gotta get their wrestlers out of the ring and onto the big screen.
You're right. I'm looking right here. It's WWE films. Interesting.
Yeah, it was good times. But what else was I gonna say?
Also with The Rock, he never takes off his shirt, and I'm surprised that he never takes off his shirt in the movie, even when there's times that logically would allow him to take it off. And I don't know if that's a Rock thing or what. There's one scene where he takes it off because he's injured. He puts like the stuff on it.
Yeah.
But like other times he just has it completely on. Like Sean William Scott is shirtless more than him, and it's interesting they did that. Not that I'm complaining one way or another, but it's just
you want to
an
see more
interesting
Sean
observation.
Williams. You want to see more Sean William Scott. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, who doesn't? Even Sean William Scott wants to see more Sean William Scott.
Hey, these bills ain't gonna pay themselves. I will say I do appreciate the little things. Everything that's set up has a payoff. Like the cattle at the very beginning when he's laying the plane in, they feature in the big showdown where they stampede him through the village. It's great.
I don't like guns. I don't like who I become when I use a gun.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. The fact he's taking the 2 shotguns and he's just like, he's not even aiming. He's just like shooting from the hip, and it's just like he's got laser eye focus. It's awesome.
We never get an explanation about what his backstory was, do we? Like why he's in like service to like the loan shark, or when he did, what happened with the guns, why he doesn't like to use them.
I think he just said he I think there's like a line where he goes like, I made some stupid decisions, gone to the room with the wrong people and stuff like that. I think that's what they said. It's like a quick throwaway line about that. So, but I mean, yeah, he's treated like dog shit by his boss because like after he gets in the opening, he has to steal like a championship, like a college ring or a championship ring as like collateral.
Right.
And one of the other of the loan shark's goons fucking hits him with like a beanbag gun to the chest. Like, damn. Yeah, I will say this. I know this movie didn't need the loan shark almost aspect of it because he's not really that intimidating of a villain. It's all Christopher Walken. All Christopher Walken all the time.
But then you need a reason for him to
be in South America. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you don't even need. It could be like, the loan shark didn't need to even be a villain. It could just be like, hey, my son's in trouble. Please bring him back. Okay, boom. Because like at the end of the movie, and there could be a character arc for Sean William Scott saying like, all right, I have to face the music of whatever I did. And at the end, he reunites with his dad, and everything is copacetic. Because like at the end of the movie, he brings him back, and he's like, I brought him back through the door. We're through. We're good. But then he gives him like the hallucinogenic fruit and leaves with Sean William Scott. Like that guy's going to be after you now. You realize that, right?
Yeah, but
he's not going to be like, well, I can't go after him. That was the end of the deal. No, this guy's not one who's going to follow through with deals.
Yeah, but Nick, the credits rolled. He's good. He made it home free.
Right. Well, I guess it would be in the sequel, The Rundown 2, more rundown.
Yeah, more Runner Down.
Runner Down.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much. I was gonna say that kind of. I think by this point in the evening, I was about maybe 4 or 5 beers deep, but I was ready, and I was amped up because this movie is not like, again, it is not an action classic, but it is fun, and it's only like a little over an hour and a half, which is perfect for this kind of story. Any longer, and it would have just overstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
I did want to mention this movie does have a scene of baboons humping The Rock's face, so that's always fun.
That would not happen today in 2024, Rock.
They might let it happen because it's like, oh, look at the monkeys.
It would happen to someone that The Rock is with.
Not The Rock.
Not have it happen. No, not The Rock himself.
It would happen to the Sean William Scott character. He would get the monkeys.
Yeah, something like that.
Monkeys to the face.
Mm-hmm. And The Rock would give some sarcasm, like, "Oh, I guess he likes you."
How you like that banana?
Yeah.
See, I can write dialogue for The Rock. Call me, Mr. Johnson.
This movie, given that was The Rock's first, not first, but early on in his career, it was a huge flop in theaters. It was a September release, which is sort of like in between. But on a budget of $85 million, it raked in almost $81 million. So it did not even break even. It went under. Huge flop, which is weird how they still want to make a sequel to it. But
hey, today's like I said, yesterday's bullshit is tomorrow's nostalgia.
This is true.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was going to say director Peter Berg at least went on to have some sort of success, because I think he went on to do Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
which was pretty big.
Never seen it.
Neither have I, but people seem to love it.
Yeah, but no, he's done some pretty solid movies. Although the last couple of years of his career, after the I forgot that he did Battleship. But the last couple of years he's been in a relationship with Marky Mark, because I think the last 5 movies have all been Mark Wahlberg specials.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, he's also said some controversial things, which kind of makes him like I don't know, not a good dude, but
a pariah to somebody, I guess.
But yeah, so
there you go. Yeah, I would still say everybody from this movie would go on to do bigger and better. And yeah, it's a solid Saturday night film if you just need something mindless to watch. Which brings us into part 2, which I will be exclusively going into.
I did read. I will say this. I did read the summary of the movie, so I have some idea of what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sad I wasn't able to watch it because what's his name is in the movie. Oh my gosh, Hawkeye. Can't see. Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
But, I do have some SWAT trivia later on, so don't remind me to bring it up when we get to that point. Yeah. So tell me about SWAT.
Well, SWAT is the movie where the Penguin and Hawkeye are on the LA SWAT team, and they're just too damn good at their jobs. And yeah, sure, somebody got caught in the line of fire. A citizen got caught in the line of fire, but who cares? Hawkeye leaves. The Penguin is reduced to like locker duty, but then Nick Fury shows up and recruits him. And they're like, "We're making our own SWAT. I'm making my own unit, and I need some hard asses like you, Penguin." So then he gets Letty from the Fast and Furious movies, as well as the character that LL Cool J played in Deep Blue Sea, together, and they become the new SWAT. And they got to transport a drug kingpin who's put $100 million bounty for his rescue. So it's like it's kind of like the Warriors at that point. And then spoilers, Hawkeye done gone bad, and is trying to go against the Penguin, Nick Fury, Letty, and LL Cool J. Who will win? Who will lose? Find out in this week's episode of SWAT. I think that was a pretty accurate summary. Isn't it fun when you just swap actors for whatever their most famous fictional character is?
Hey, it makes it easy, right? I just assume they're playing all the same character. Continuity be damned.
I guess I could have also, again, I know he's in the Penguin show, but I could have also gone with Bullseye now that I think about it, which would have, again, more of a Marvel connection. Because I don't think
it all in the Marvel.
Yeah, I don't think Michelle Rodriguez has been in anything Marvel that I know of.
Not that I'm aware of, but she was in
She's in
Fast
Resident
and
Evil,
Furious.
and I think she was in the Resident Evil movies. But yeah, I don't think she's been in any of the two big superhero things, as far as I know. I could be wrong, and I've been proven wrong many times in my life.
Oh wait.
Let's see. Oh, Avatar. Oh, she was in. I forgot. How did I forget about Avatar?
Michelle Rodriguez. Oh yeah, she was. And yeah, also to connect to The Rock, Fast and Furious.
Yeah. See, it's all come full circle.
Well, Michelle Rodriguez was in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever as a stunt performer. Probably not the Michelle Rodriguez.
The different Michelle Rodriguez altogether.
Yeah.
It was in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I've heard is good. I've heard good things, but
it is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
It's one of those I want to get around to it. I promise I will one day. But no, all joking aside. No, SWAT is another one of these just kind of like very solid, just a very solid action movie. I don't know if it's not reinventing the wheel. It is nice to see like in this era. They really weren't using CGI to create the spectacle. They still had to like, okay, we got to figure out how to like blow shit up and make it look cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think the big set piece in this movie is they have to land a plane on the highway, or they land to try to get the drug kingpin out. And I think they actually crashed that plane. I'm pretty sure it was miniature. It might have been miniatures. I don't know. I was getting a little bit tipsy in the club at that point. So, but no, it's definitely. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this on like a road trip with my cousin Nathan. Like, we had I think we were driving down to Florida with my Nana and Papa. I think we had like one of those portable DVD players. I think this was one of the movies alongside, I think, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Nice.
But I remember liking it enough, and you know what? It's still solid. The big thing, surprisingly, the first thing I remembered about this movie was one of the side characters that Colin Farrell interacts with, the Mormon in like kind of like the locker, who's like talking about like, oh, I love McDonald's, but I can't eat it because my wife's Mormon or something. I don't know why. That's such like an odd detail that I'm like, it sticks with you.
That is pretty funny. I wanted to watch this movie. It looked like it was going to be pretty good, or at least entertaining. But sadly, I didn't get to watch it. Stupid streamers taping things off.
Yeah. I don't. No, that is it's a solid movie. I'm sorry you missed out on it. I will say,
I'll never be able to watch it ever.
No, never again. They got rid of it. It's scrubbed from the internet. You'll never find it.
It's just like Willow.
Just like Willow. You'll never ever. Sorry. God, I was gonna say Peter Dinklage, but I know that's not right.
Oh my god, I can't think of his name.
Who's Willow? Oh
yeah. Oh my god, I can picture him. Like somewhere, a bunch of Star Wars nerds are like going, "What? Wicket, the Ewok."
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. Yeah.
We're sorry, Warwick. My second guess was going to be Vern Troyer, but I'm like, that's even more wrong. I will say, like, I don't know, like, what the political correctness is. This movie in SWAT, they do kind of like what would it be? They do like a gender reveal with the Michelle Rodriguez character. They're like, oh, this Chris Sanchez. Oh, he must be a bad motherfucker. Yeah, like there's a guy in like with a fucking broken arm and stuff like that. He's like, Chris Sanchez beat me up, and then you're like, oh, this guy must be hardcore. Then they pull back like a curtain at the hospital where they meet her. It's like, it's a lady. She's a tough lady cop.
That was such a trope during this era. I mean, it still kind of is, I guess, today. But like, definitely around this time.
I think
a girl.
If they did that shit nowadays, they would say everyone would be going, "That's woke. That's the agenda." Everybody would be losing their fucking mind. Why was it a man? But that was just the style of the time. And you know what? She's a good character.
She wore an onion around her belt, which was a style at the time.
Which is funny enough. That clip of Abe Simpson talking about the style of the time has come up in several conversations in my personal life. So it's interesting that's now made it to the all new Culture Cast. Because the older I get, when you're a kid, you think you're Bart Simpson. As you get a little bit older, you start recognizing Homer. Now I'm at the stage of Abe Simpson. I'm at Grandpa Simpson level.
Hey, man, we're never not going to be cool. Yeah. I used to be with it, but they changed what with it was.
Now what it is weird and scary. Now what I'm with, isn't it?
But if they made that movie today, you'd have the internet nerds saying wokeism's ruining everything, even though stuff like this has been around for decades. If the movie Aliens came out today with Sigourney Weaver, they'd be like, ugh.
Just whatever criticism they launched at the last one that they just put out, you could just slot it right on in. You just what they didn't realize their one crew member was a robot the whole time. How stupid are these guys?
Well, you talk to Ridley Scott.
Yeah. When you make some of the best movies ever made, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's you know what? Good for him. Just good for him. Let the man be. He's been drunk on wine for the last 20 years. Let the man cook. I'll watch it. I'll get around to it eventually. I ain't going out to theaters to see that.
No one is.
Apparently not. It'll probably be on streaming in like 2 weeks. Guarantee.
Probably.
2 weeks. And I think that is, we talked about tonight being kind of a throwback to action movies. I think the biggest thing is like, none of these movies are bad, I would say. I would just say they're all fairly solid scripts. They tell, this is a, SWAT, the rundown is a, they describe it as a buddy comedy, which it is. It's an odd couple pairing.
For the original Odd Couple.
Exactly. And then you got SWAT is kind of like, it's a bit of a redemption story. It's almost like, I don't know if there's like a format for what a cop movie should be, but we're building, you're getting back in the saddle, you made a mistake, even though it's like, it's not treated as such in the movie. It's just treated as like, oh, these bureaucratic pencil pushers, we're doing our jobs, is what Jeremy Renner's character says.
You're a loose cannon, but he gets results.
Exactly. Well, that's the Samuel L. Jackson character. I did remember the one other piece from this movie is they introduced like this weird. I don't think this is an actual thing in SWAT technology or like an actual like SWAT things, but they have like some sort of fucking like harpoon that they like jam into a wall, and then they attach it to like a truck so they can rip out the freaking wall.
But you don't own one of those?
I guess not. I guess everybody should. Which I almost wonder if that was I can't remember. Do you remember the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds movie?
I never saw it, but I know of it.
I think I'm trying to remember if that came out before or after this. But it was
after. I think they came out in 2005.
That came out in 2005? Okay, see, time's blurred together. But I thought the guy that they rip into his house says something like, the aliens are coming to get me, or something like that, because they just, again, it's this massive fuck off hook that goes into this guy's wall, and they just rip off a part of the house, which is fun. Yeah, that's really. I'm trying to think. Oh, the only other thing I'm remembering now, the one of the drug kingpins, like the uncle of our main drug lord, he's Borat's sidekick. I can't remember that actor's name, but he's in this movie. He had a brief time where he was kind of popping up and stuff.
Right.
Um,
this was pre-Borat, though.
Yes, but what is that guy's name? Gotta put some respect on the guys.
Ken Daviton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Borat was 06, so there you go. But yeah, solid movie. I really enjoyed it. I mean, at this point in the night, I was also bleeding red, white, and blue, which the doctors say is a problem. But I did.
I
yeah,
have
you said you had some trivia
for this.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's probably goes back to everything we do on this show here. But when they were first trying to get this movie up and running, several directors came and went in terms of wanting to direct this movie. Some of them are not surprising because they'd be in their sort of wheelhouse. Rob Cohen, who directed like the first Fast and Furious movie.
Makes sense.
Michael Bay, who was big off of Bad Boys around this time. Michael Mann, who did a lot of cop stuff.
Man.
John Woo, John Woo.
Yeah.
Tony Scott. Joel Schumacher, which is, I mean, he did the Batman action films, but I don't see him as an action film director, but who knows. But the biggest name that we would care about the most, and one of the people who was considered to direct this movie but passed because they were busy with another project, Zack Snyder.
Oh, it's all full circle. It's all coming together. Oh man.
Could you imagine the epicness of this movie? I mean, I didn't see it, but you saw it, of having Zack Snyder's S.W.A.T.
Well, this would also be, if that were to happen, it would be the first time that Zack Snyder was teamed up with a David Ayer script. Oh yeah, any one of the I would have. I did look up Clark Johnson, who is the director of this. He hasn't really. He's more seems like more of an actor than he is like a director, because I think he's only done like a couple other movies, which none of them really are, like, from what I can see, I think he's only made like one that is that's an action movie, which called The Sentinel in 06. The rest of them don't really seem that way. They're more dramas. But yeah, any one of those directors would have been amazing to be behind the wheel. I would have loved to see Michael Mann's take on this, or Tony Scott. Like a real no offense, Mr. Johnson, if you're listening to this, but yeah, I would love to go to the universes where any one of those directors were involved in making this movie, because it's a solid enough time. It gets you to care about the characters, doesn't get too crazy on the motivations. There's the plot's not, there are twists you can see coming a mile away, but I still enjoyed it. It's a solid. Again, these are both very solid movies, and this came out, I think, about a month before The Rundown did, on August 8th. So these two theaters. So if you timed it right, you could have in the year 2003 gone to a theater and seen both movies, because this movie was
were in theaters for more than like 2 weeks back then.
Yeah, you had a solid 2 months to go,
and this movie did well box office wise.
Fucking gangbusters, $207 million in 03 money
off a $7 million budget. So that's not too shabby.
it is surprising. People like wondering, why is Hollywood dying? Why is it? It's like, what happened to this like under $100 million movie? Like these at the time were big, budget movies, but it's like, they don't make them anymore. Like it seems like a movie's got to be $150 million budget if you're a big blockbuster. Like I think the first Deadpool is like 70 million.
I have a couple of thoughts on that. Not
Money
taking
laundering.
inflation. Yeah, not taking inflation into consideration, but like after like this era, when we were entering in the tens, the 2010 decade. I don't know what they call that. The tens, the teens.
Teens.
Like
I think the teens.
We're in the 20s. The teens. These bigger budget movies like your superheroes, your Fast and Furious, these franchise things that could clock $1 billion at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Studios wanted more and more and more of that. So they think, we shove more money into the project, it'll get more money on our return. And that mixed with the fact that we are now in a post-COVID, we're now in a streaming era. Like COVID was the best thing to happen to streaming. It was already happening. COVID just ramped this up. And these mid-level projects get dumped straight to streaming because they don't want to put the money in to promote these in the theater. They don't, because they don't want to. They want to get more of a return on their investment. They want to push more. No, go see the movie we spent $200 million on. Go see that.
Go see Red One.
Yeah, before those used to be like event films.
Yeah,
you get one every couple months maybe, but now it's like every week an event film, and people can't keep up with that. Plus, it'll be on streaming in 2 weeks. I'll just wait. There's a movie that just came out on Netflix. It looks really great. I can't think of what it is. It stars Don Johnson.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Because Rebel Ridge.
Yeah. I don't know if the budget was on that, but that could have been a movie based on what I'm looking at it. Could have been released in theaters, and I'm guessing it did not cost as much as like whatever, and it probably would have done well. Like I think we're going to see this. Studios really need to bring down their budgets, and people will come and see the movie if it looks good, and then they'll get all the money because they spent less and they're earning more. Not to say they can't do a big tentpole film like the new Ghostbusters movie. It cost $100 million, which is a mid-range movie nowadays, and that was a good call for them to budget like that. Sony could have easily put like $200 million into Ghostbusters, and they didn't, and that was a smart move. The Ghostbusters 2016 movie cost $144 million. Did that movie need to be that much? No. The newer one, which looks just as good as the older one, cost $44 million less in terms of dollars to dollars, but not taking inflation into account. Which means it probably would have cost even less back in 2016. So I guess you don't need to put these things in there, but studios don't want to take that risk. They want like the high yields from these big budget projects, and you don't need that.
Well, it's not. That's the thing. It's like it's not roulette. It's not like you put more on black. If it hits black, you're gonna get double your money. It don't work that way.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, something like Rebel Ridge, I think I happened to see some reviews on it, and it was like really good. How many movies get dumped on Netflix or like on Hulu, and you're like, oh, I think that looks good. I'll get around to it eventually. When you're in the theater, you have a limited number of choices, and you're like, it's kind of more curated. Versus when it is on stream, it just gets diluted by everything.
And also, I think something people need to realize is that these movies, like people say, like, oh, they don't make movies in the theaters anymore. It's all just disposable crap. No. Back in the day, it was disposable crap. The Rundown, S.W.A.T, as enjoyable as they are, they're disposable crap. You watch this movie and you never think about it again, and that's okay. So people who have this like rose-colored glasses that every movie made pre, I don't know, 2015 or something was
I'm gonna go pre 2008.
Okay, every movie made pre 2008 was like a pure diamond. No, you need to get your head screwed on straight because there was a ton of crap that was set out. I'm sure people back in the 90s and early 2000s like, oh, movies today suck. They were better back in my day. And I'm sure 10 years from now, kids or people who'll be entering in their 30s at that point will be like, oh, movies now today suck. It was better when they made. Do you remember how great the Marvels was?
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know what a new movie is that people are liking right now, but remember when Beetlejuice came out? Yeah, that was like the last time movies were good.
That was a good reboot of a movie. A movie that was around for like decades is considered a classic.
But yeah.
Well, speaking of which, again going onto this side tangent about how Hollywood's ruining their own products. I looked up all four of the John Wick movies because that's the last kind of movies that are like pure fun action movies, and I think their budgets have increased, but not crazy increased. Like I think the first one was like 20 to 30 million, and then the sequel was like 40 plus million. Third movie was 75, and then the last one was 100 million.
Okay.
And you feel that more because like the effects and the set piece they pulled off, yeah, they're a lot more impressive as each movie goes along. But it's not a big old green screen. It's like, okay, we're in a location and we're going to be doing something nuts here. Same thing with this movie, with both of our movies. Like they had to build a set, they had to coordinate. Right. It had to be. It's not just like we're going to put you in front of a green screen, wave your arms around, we'll fill everything in later.
Yeah,
and that's well because you actually have to do filmmaking. You actually have to think how these shots are going to work and how you're going to edit it. And yeah, I think some of that magic has been lost. And even in like again, none of tonight's movies or subjects in our 03 throwback are Oscar winners, or even like I would say, action classics like You Need to See Before You Die. But you know what? They're pretty damn good. You're not going to hate yourself for watching these movies. And plus, they're both relatively under an hour and a half each. So you can pump them out in one night and not feel guilty the next day.
Back when movies weren't like 3 hours each. Oh God, I'm getting old where I'm like, oh, this movie's how long? Pass.
Yeah, the S.W.A.T is a beautiful 117 minutes. The Rundown is a fast and easy 104 minutes. Doesn't that sound nice? Doesn't it sound more simple? Under 2 hours, your story's in, out, and you don't feel cheated. Isn't that great? Nowadays, that would just be the first act of your Marvel movie just got through.
I know. I mean, this is a Marvel movie ostensibly, but like my kids like the Spider-Verse movies, and that second Spider-Verse movie is like 2.5 hours long. And it's like, why is this 2.5 hours long? And like I don't know if you saw the second Spider-Verse movie, but the intro is like the first 20 or so minutes is like an introduction to the Spider-Gwen character, who was introduced in the first movie, but they reintroduced her backstory in the second one. And like it's interesting, but it's like, oh my god, how long is this like preamble going to be? Now my kids love Spider-Gwen, so they don't. That's like the best part of the movie. But it's like,
you're just popping in your red pills at that time. You're like, really, Spider-Gwen. Back in my day, Gwen Stacy died on the Brooklyn Bridge.
She should have stayed dead.
Just stayed dead on the Brooklyn Bridge.
They just leave her by there. Every time they pass by, her body's just like decomposing there.
Yeah, just like a skeleton. Like, oh man. Well, hopefully we eventually get beyond the Spider-Verse, because I guess that's in a production hell of some sort.
Well, there's a lot of like shady stuff that happened with the second one, but
yeah, because I know on a side note, I know they were originally it was going to be part 1 and part 2, and then they were like, they pulled the Russo brothers and said, nope, it's not going to be a 2-part movie. But surprise, it actually is a 2-part movie. Just like how Infinity Wars.
Yeah. I think, did they say that wasn't going to be, or they felt like the title, like this? I don't know. I think did they say the second one leads into the third one, but it's not like, I don't know. Who cares?
I think it's more of they wanted to be a part 1 and part 2, but then I think it's like, you know what it is? It's the curse of the Deathly Hallows was like the last time a movie used a part 1 and part 2, because in the Harry Potter movies they took the last book, they split it in 2, and everyone's like, well, what's the point of seeing the first part? We're not going to see the ending until part 2. So then
Twilight did that.
Twilight did that. Is right. Twilight did that too.
Uh-huh.
And you never see that anymore. There's no more parts anymore. It's just, even though functionally,
Batman doesn't dance anymore.
And I didn't need molded plastic. Pure West.
I want to look that up because I feel like there was another movie who tried to do the part 1, part 2, but it hasn't been done much after Harry Potter, and Twilight breaking
Dawn.
Well, yeah,
no, it's Breaking Dawn. My wife has seen. I have seen these movies. Those movies, my wife, more times than I can count. I know all about Jacob, Edward, and Bella. Eventually, when we get to that episode, I'm going to be chock full of knowledge.
Yeah, well, we'll have to have Megan on as well to talk about it, because that well, I mean, it is going to be our next episode, so we'll get ready for that.
A very special episode.
Yeah, I mean, it is a spooky time of year. I'm not talking about election season, but
well,
I paraphrase that joke from someone else, so I can't take credit for it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nick, I don't know about you, but I feel like we beat these two horses enough. What do you say?
Two movies that people have completely forgotten about. We've brought them back. We're bringing them back, baby.
Yep.
So let's end this sucker. Oh wait, there we go. Alrighty. So, all right, cuz, great talking with you about partying like it's 2003.
It's a great year. I was in 3rd grade.
Were you really? I was curious how old you were at the time.
Yeah.
I was going into my junior year when these movies came out.
Yeah.
I think that was the year that you and your dad came down with me to drop me off in college.
I remember that. Year. Yep, I remember. Oh my God. Oh, so that was junior year of your college?
Yeah, I was in college.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, I remember that trip. I remember it because you had like some sort of like pillow with arms on it, and I kept that for many years. No, go watch The Rundown right now, people. I think it's still on Netflix.
It is. I watched it last night / this morning. So, if I could watch it, you can watch it. It does leave Netflix October 31st. So, if you're watching this in the future, sorry.
Yeah. So you have until All Hallows Eve. Ooh.
And one other thing to note, just to wrap us up here, because we've talked about the Arrowverse so many times. It should be noted we're recording this on October 7th, 2024. This is probably going to go up on October 8th, but the time we're recording right now, it's been exactly 10 years since The Flash first graced our television screens.
Has it really?
October 7th, 2014.
Wow. Man. Crazy. Good for the great a show with a great first season and middling results after that. But that first season is still brilliant. I still think it's brilliant.
It was good, even if the ending to the first season didn't make a lick of sense. But
it was a warning for things to come.
Yeah. It's like if they only made their time travel make sense, but whatever.
Yeah, it did for the first bit, and then they kind of just went fuck it.
Well, when Eddie killed himself and then Reverse Flash disappeared, like they didn't like explain how like he would have why he disappeared at that point instead of like not existing ever.
Well, because
don't even try. It's not important. We're just gonna go down a rabbit hole.
In the comics, the Reverse Flash is a living paradox. Don't you know? He can't be killed.
I'll give you a living paradox right up your butt.
Oh, heyo.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're old. We're cranky. We need to go take our melatonin. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye. You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Follow us on X. Drop us a line at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out their work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Thanks for listening.
It's all coming together.
It's all connected. Zack Snyder, like Jar Jar, he's the linchpin of this whole thing.